Birdman here. Alright guys, here's the deal. I'm going to try to make this an annual video. What you're looking at is a small portion of my harvest here in my backyard. I got some sunflowers here. Got some corn. Today is August 27, 2014. This is a small little basket. There's a larger one over there. And I'm going to take you over to that basket. And we'll be back. Alright guys, so here's the deal. Those are my carrots. There's some more sunflowers there. Pretty nice, huh? They're small ones too, as you could tell. They're just, I planted them in the dirt, I don't know, sometime in the beginning of the summer, and now it's time, because I'm noticing like the top of the leaves, the stalk is starting to whiten a little bit, so it's time to pull them up. Let me get in there. Yeah, my cigar. So what happens, guys? Here's the deal. Carrot. See how that goes? Carrot. Let's try another one on this side. Let's see here. Now, what happens is, sometimes they break off. You got to go digging with your finger, like I'm doing now. There it is. See it? Carrot. They're the same species, but in nature, they grow different. They grow different sizes. What you see in the supermarket sometimes are modified, like genetically modified. And another thing you see is a different species. And then the farmers and the producers and the suppliers pair them together to make them all look uniform. But I'll pull up a couple of more so you guys can see. Here, see this one? This carrot is ready, but as you can tell, it dwarfs in comparison to that one. That's the way nature is. Nothing is 100% the same. Look at this one. Baby, but it's done. Anywho, here's my fig tree. Remember last year I showed you guys some big figs, but August 27th and they're not even close to being ripened. I'm lucky to have this one, and I'm lucky to have that tree. These are all sproutings. The tree itself died and the shoots from the bottom came up. I had 3 fig trees and the winter knocked them dead. It was a severe winter, as you know, here in New York. And these, out of the 3 trees, only 2 survived. And as you could tell, the weather and the recovery process, though it's given me fruit, it's loaded with fruit. This one and the other one, I probably will not get to enjoy any of them from both of the trees that survive. Here's the other one. I'll zoom it in. Let me see if you can see a fig on it. There, see them? My grapes shot up. That was a little baby grape, and it shot up. I got blueberries and raspberries and blackberries. There goes my apple tree right there. That's my apple tree. Also loaded. That's a cherry tree. Anywho, there's a whole bunch of stuff. I got a pretty big yard. And yeah guys, let me dig these carrots up and we'll be back. Alright guys, we're back. So here's the area where the carrots were. They're all uprooted. Small section, you know. When it comes to what I plant, the decisions are based on what Lady Bird and I eat. There's only two of us. There's no baby bird. Here are the carrots. Not bad, right? First time I ever planted carrots in my life, and first time that I've ever harvested them. Like I was mentioning, they're vary in size. None of them are the same. So we're going to wash these off with some water and make something tonight, because you know you can't beat something fresh. The sunflowers, which I will de-leaf them, and some people put them in bags, other people stick them in the oven to speed the process. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bust them up in a baking pan. I'm going to stick them by a window so they can begin to dry out, and then from there we're going to go into an oven. I'm going to show you a few things about these sunflowers. I'm going to show you in another video, not this one. Sunflowers, they're very good. They're loaded in vitamin E, and they have properties, medicinal properties, in the realm of prevention, and we'll get into that in the other video. But yeah, man. So basically, now we got the carrots out, the sunflowers. As I mentioned, you saw the figs. There's the stump of the third fig tree, dead. And let me just show you guys. These are uprootings. Dry them out. It's a squash, and you can tell there's 1, 2, 3 left in the making. By the flower, underneath the flower, 1 there and 1 there. Once those 3 are done, I'm going to be uprooting this plant. I got cucumbers. I haven't harvested one, but it's flowered. Those are cucumbers. This is a fruit tree. I think it's apricot. It has not yielded any fruit yet. Basil, obviously. Can't have an Italian and Greek garden without the basil, without the mint. I got sage. I got cilantro. The herbs, guys, here, more mint. You know them mojitos, Tito's vodka. I got some, the hell you call it, lavender. That right there is kale. There was also broccoli in my garden. I harvested 2 heads of broccoli, and then I don't know what went wrong. These are not peppers. Eggplants. Mullion. I picked them earlier. You guys didn't see them. I'll show them to you inside. Obviously, got tomatoes. I had an awesome harvest of tomatoes. Yeah, there's one down there. Where the heck is it? There it is, in there. I'll get to it later. I got some green peppers. These right here were supposed to be jalapenos. Now, it flowered and whatnot, but I haven't picked not one. I'm thinking that jalapenos need a more of a warmer climate. Actually, not even warmer. It just needs to be hot. I don't think we get hot enough in New York. Next year I will not be using them. Will not be planting them. Guys, let me walk around the other side of the yard. We'll be back. Alright guys, here's my cherry tree. This year it yielded fruit. It's got some rust on it, but that's okay because it's the end of the season. The leaves are going to fall off in a few weeks. But here, Bing cherries, and here are my apples. I got a lot of apples, but you could tell some of them have rust on them. Unfortunately, here in New York, as my godfather would say, which means we have a lot of sickness. We got rust, guys, rust on the apples, but that's okay. We're going to eat around the rust. For those of you who might pose the question, yes, I use antifungal on my apples. If I didn't, I would never have any apple off my tree. Growing up, I always wanted an apple tree. On vacations overseas to Greece, you know, everybody lives off the land. Out of all of the trees that I saw, and I've seen many in my day, apple was the one that enthused me the most. So yes, we use antifungal on it. Unfortunately, the rest of my garden does not get treatment. As I was mentioning, we got blackberries and raspberries. Blackberries, raspberries, and and there was one more berry, but I'm not recalling what the hell it was. It'll come to me. I mentioned it earlier. Blueberries. There we go. Here is my first attempt at grapevine. These grapes are actually ripe, but I don't have a trellis yet. But not bad for something that I just put in the ground. They're ripe. I'll be picking them in a minute. This is a place where I make for my grass here, guys, my grass clippings. I don't throw it out. I put it back and let the earth do its thing. Then I blend it into the dirt. This way, we can restore some of the vitamins into the dirt. This is another tree. It's starting to grow. It's a fruit tree. I want to say it's peach, but don't take me to the bank on it. Here's my other fig tree that I told you managed to revive. I lucked out. These are just stupid weeds. Persimmon. Right? And then one last word on the dirt. When I uproot all this dirt, well, all these weeds and whatnot, and it's just bare dirt for the winter, I leave the dirt, you know, exposed like everybody else. In the spring, I take Miracle-Gro potting soil. Take like 3 or 4 bags, and I spread it around my garden. And then I till it into the earth. I have a tiller here. I'll show you that. And I till it into the earth, not only to revive the soil, but to put nutrients back in it. Because though you're supposed to rotate your crop from place to place, and I try my best to do so, certain crops, because of the lighting and the sun, just need to remain where they are. So you put in dirt and till it in to bring the dirt back to life. Here's a makeshift shed I have in the backyard. And there's my tiller. Right? I'm doing some work back here. I'm a busy man, but I find time for downtime. You know, downtime is important, guys. Downtime is important because I learned that from my old man. Always working like a beast. And he closed his eyes, and it was very rare that he enjoyed the fruits of his labor. Anyway, here's a pad that I busted up close to the foundation of my house. I'm going to be laying down a new cement pad and building a real shed here. This way I can house all of my gardening stuff and whatnot. Anyway, guys. Alright, I'll show you the harvest on the table when we go inside. We'll be back. Alright guys, we're back in my kitchen now. Here are the sunflowers that I harvested. Wow. The one in there, you can see it, that one, dried up on the stalk, so I'm sure the seeds will fall out relatively easy. Anyway, I got a lot of work here. There's a few heads of sunflowers here. Some larger than others, others smaller. Regardless, there's a lot of seeds in one of these heads. The next thing is, here are the carrots, cleaned up. Well, yeah, water. I ran water over them, cleaned them up pretty good. Here are the two eggplants that I harvested earlier. Here's the corn. The corn don't look right. I think I waited a little bit too long. I just got back from Salt Lake City last night. I should have pulled them before I left. And though I just pulled them off of the stalk, it looks, you see, this one looks a little better. It almost looks as if they've been cooked or dried out. We'll see what I can do with them. See this one came off today also. This one is so dry that I'm just going to let it keep drying to make seeds for next year. And then I will show you some of the harvest that's been sitting in the fridge. Here are some of the tomatoes, different types. Peas I had planted. Here's some more of my eggplant. Here's one of my peppers. This looks like basil to me, or mint. Here's some corn that I pulled earlier. Yeah, man. So that's that. Guys, it was a pretty good season. I have no complaints. I don't have any of my zucchinis to show you. We more or less ate them. But that's what it is, man. You sow some seeds, you take care of the seeds. A little bit of water, a little bit of God's work, and you get some nice things. As you heard me mention in the past, I like to eat as healthy as I can. Don't get it twisted. I eat junk too. But you gotta keep on top of what the body really needs to survive. Forget what you want to eat. It's more of what the body needs you to eat. That diabetes is fucked up shit. You've heard me say it in other videos. I'm a firm believer that if the old man, if my general didn't have diabetes, I think he would have beat that cancer. I'm talking to all of you mud ducks. The Birdman says good morning. Bye, 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 bye.